Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Feelin' Field. SNU baseball on the air as Southern Nazarene tangles with Arkansas-Monticello in the series finale here in Bethany. Luke McConnell here in the press box with you. Just a complete difference in the weather today compared to yesterday's gorgeous, sunny, and ended up being pretty calm in the afternoon game. But today, cold, windy, wind blowing out of the north, so we should maybe have a few less home runs today than we did yesterday between these two squads. Let's run through the starting lineups for you as the head coaches meet out at home plate. First up for the visiting Weevils of Arkansas-Monticello. Batting first and playing shortstop, Chase Cripps. Batting second and playing second base, Cade Thompson. Batting third and playing third base is Jordan Johnson. Batting fourth, playing first base today, Reese Redding. Batting fifth and playing center field is Grant Shepard. Catching and batting sixth is Nick Ficari. Playing right field and batting seventh is David Reyna. Playing left field and batting eighth is Grant Jeffers. And DHing from the ninth spot is BJ Lee. The starting pitcher today for the Weevils is Mason Philly. Mason Philly comes in with a 3-2 record and a 5.05 ERA. For Southern Nazarene, it is senior day today, so we'll have a little bit of a senior variety flair in the starting lineups today. First up, playing left field and batting first is Cole Embry. Batting second and playing first base today is E.J. Taylor, one of the seniors recognized earlier today. Batting third, playing second base today is Brian Brown, also recognized this afternoon. Playing third base and batting cleanup today is Colby Entwistle. DHing and batting fifth is senior Noah Ellis. Catching today and batting sixth is Tyler Broyles. Playing shortstop, batting seventh is Drake Irby. Playing right field and batting eighth is Kobe Bowie. And playing center field and batting ninth is Peyton Vineyard. And starting today, the left-hander, the senior Tristan Graves. And Graves comes into today's game 1-5 this season with 4 starts under his belt and a 9.79 ERA. The 5 seniors, as we mentioned earlier, recognized earlier this afternoon. Noah Ellis, the senior from Edmond. Tristan Graves from right here in Oklahoma City. Kobe Bowie, also right here in Oklahoma City. E.J. Taylor out of Midwest City. And Brian Brown out of California. So 5 seniors who will be sorely missed here in Bethany. We'll step aside for the national anthem and come back with first pitch from Bethany right after this break. This is SNU Baseball. And welcome back to Bethany. We are just about set to go from Phelan Field. Again, a cold, blustery day. Wind blowing in today. As the testing of the tornado sirens tells us it is noon and it is go time here in Bethany. First pitch from Tristan Graves right down the middle to Cripps, and we're underway with a strike from the senior. Graves again 1-5, 16 strikeouts this season. Opponents hitting .414 against the Oklahoma City native this season. Cripps fouls that one back. It's 1-2. Cripps yesterday 4 for 10 from the plate in the doubleheader. Added to his team-leading total of doubles. Came into the weekend with 14. Here's the 1-2. Just misses on the outside. 2-2. Two and two the count for Graves. As he deals. Fouled back. Monticello with some quality black uniforms today. SNU in their home all-white Southern Nazarene across the front. The 2-2. Cripps fouls that one out of play again to stay alive. Two teams split yesterday. Monticello taking an 18-6 win in game number 1. 5 home runs for the Weevils in that one. SNU with 4 of their own. But SNU pitching, giving up 14 walks yesterday in the game 1. 16 hits. SNU 14 hits of their own, but just 2 walks drawn. Derek Potts got the win. 11 strikeouts for Monticello. Cripps again using all the baseballs here in the first at-bat of the afternoon. Here's the 2-2. Just misses outside again. 3-2 the count. Graves staying away from Cripps, hitting .371 at the start of the weekend. 6th in the conference in hits with 52. Comes inside and Cripps lofts one into left center field. Peyton Vineyard over, and the wind keeps that one in the yard. Yesterday in the first game, that absolutely might have been gone. But instead, it's just a fly out to left center for out number 1. So here's Cade Thompson. Just 2 for 8 in the 2 games yesterday. Drew 3 walks in game 1. And that was it. First one's on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Thompson came into the weekend second in the conference in hits to SNU's E.J. Taylor with 55. And 5th in the conference in home runs with 12. He grounds that one to Taylor. Taylor slipped, but able to get there to the bag and record out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down for Graves. And here's Jordan Johnson. Johnson, second in the conference in RBI at the start of the weekend with 47. Also has 11 home runs this season. First one fouled away. Yesterday, the top half of the order was not necessarily the issue for SNU pitching. It was the bottom half in game 1. Batters 7, 8, and 9 combined to go 7 of 13. That one grounded over to Entwistle at third, across the diamond to Taylor, and he stays on the bag. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Crimson Storm and Tristan Graves. So we head to the bottom of the first here in Bethany with SNU coming up to bat and looking to establish a lead early. We'll be back after these messages. This is SNU Baseball.
SNU sets the standard for innovative servant leadership. Students from every discipline are exposed to leadership opportunities where they can thrive. In more than 45 majors, students experience true integration of faith and learning, rising to be leaders in their field. SNU is the place for educators to take the next step and earn a master's or doctorate in education and leadership, with over 400 ed leadership graduates serving across Oklahoma. If you're starting as a freshman or earning a master's or doctorate, SNU is the place for you.
Welcome back, home half of the first inning here in the series finale between SNU and Arkansas-Monticello. The home finale for SNU as well. Road series at Southern Arkansas and Oklahoma Baptist the next 2 weekends, sandwiched around midweek doubleheaders at East Central and Oklahoma Panhandle State. First up's Cole Embry, 6 for 8 in the 2 games yesterday. First pitch hacking, fouls that into the screen. Embry number 1 in the conference in walks coming into the weekend. Drew just 1 in the 2 games yesterday, but Embry has been on fire of late. That one misses inside, 1-1 the count. Embry hit the 3-run walk-off home run on Tuesday in the dramatic win over Mid-America Christian. He's got a 7-game hit streak rolling right now. Now 12 multi-hit games this season. That one's up and away for ball 2. Pitcher today, Mason Philly, 5.05 ERA, 3-2 in 9 starts, 57 innings pitched. Top on the team in strikeouts with 62 this season in 57 innings, which is good for 5th in the conference. Embry swings through that one, 2-2 the count. Off speed in there for a called strike 3, and Embry down looking. It's not looking, breaking ball there, and it caught the inside part of the plate. So here's E.J. Taylor, recognized before this afternoon's contest. Taylor 3 for 7 yesterday, leading the conference in batting average at .449 coming into the weekend. Takes a strike over the middle on the first pitch. Here's the pitch. EJ lofts one to left field. It's a blooper. Coming in is the left fielder who makes the catch. That's Grant Jeffers charging in hard to make the play, and there's 2 away. So here's Brian Brown playing second base today. Played second in the first game and was the designated hitter in game number 2. He'll take a ball to start this at-bat. Brown, 3 for 8 yesterday. Struggled in the first contest a bit. Was just 1 for 5. 4 men left on base. Shows a good eye there, staying off the ball in the dirt. 2-0 the count. Brown off the end of the bat, out to short. Cripps up with it, across the diamond to Redding and SNU. Just like their Weevil brethren go 3 up, 3 down in the first. We'll head to the second inning in Bethany with no score, and the Weevils coming up right after this. Welcome back to Bethany. Reese Redding starting things off for the Weevils here in the top of the second inning. No score. Home finale for the Crimson Storm. Redding 2 for 7 yesterday. One of those was a home run in game number 2 yesterday afternoon. An 11-6 SNU win. He grounds one to second, just under the glove of Brian Brown on the hop. And Reese Redding aboard with the first hit of the afternoon. So here's Grant Shepard. Shepard was 2 for 5 yesterday and just 5 at-bats in 2 games because he drew 5 walks in game number 1. Adding to his team-high 26 coming into the weekend. That was good for 8th in the conference. He lays down the bunt down the first base line. Graves has to field it, and he just got Shepard. The Monticello bench doesn't like the call. It's a sacrifice for Shepard, and that was about as close as you can draw it up. Well, SNU fortunate to get the out there. Beautiful bunt by Shepard and good speed down the line. So here's Nick Ficari, batting 6th today after batting 7th in each of the contests yesterday. He sprays one down the right field line, and that's going to get out of play, helped by the wind a little bit as well. Ficari with a pair of home runs in game number 1 yesterday afternoon. That one just misses outside. 1-1 the count. Reese Redding, the runner at second base. No stolen base attempts this season. Here's the pitch from Graves. And Ficari grounds it. High hopper through short. Hold the runner at third. So it's 1st and 3rd now for the Weevils with 1 out. So here's David Reyna, 3 for 7 yesterday. Had a home run in game 1. Sacrifice fly in the nightcap. Picari also not a threat to steal over there, but Graves checks over there. See if they can draw Redding off the bag some at third. Reyna straight to Brian Brown. He flips to Irby over to first, and it pulls. The throw pulls Taylor off the bag. And Redding able to score from third. And the Weevils keep the inning alive on the errant throw from Irby that pulled E.J. Taylor off the bag and prevented the inning-ending double play. So 2 outs now with the Weevils with a 1-0 lead. And here's Grant Jeffers, just his 7th appearance of the season and his 3rd at-bat of the year. First pitch outside, ball 1. A great opportunity there missed for SNU. Hard hit ball right at Brian Brown. Here's a hard hit ball right at Irby, and he takes care of that one. 6-4 to wipe out Reyna and end the inning. But the Weevils get one here in the top half of the second, and we will head to the bottom half of the frame with SNU looking to equalize here in Bethany. Welcome back to Bethany. SNU trailing Arkansas-Monticello 1-0. The Weevils getting one home on SNU being able to turn a double play that would have ended the inning. Well, here's Colby Entwistle, who has had himself a great run of late. Looks at strike 1 from Philly. Entwistle went 0 for 3 in the second game yesterday. Hit a pair of home runs in game number 1. Swings through that one. It's quickly down 0-2. Went 2 for 5, 2 solo shots in game number 1. So now 7 of 9 games for Colby with 2 or more hits. Philly misses that one low. We're even at 2-2. It's a third separate position of the weekend for Entwistle. He played catcher in the first game, played second in the second game yesterday, and now he's over at third base today. Fouls that one off to the right side. Two and two the count. Bottom of the second inning on a cold, blustery day. That one just misses inside. Full count. And Philly lost him. So Entwistle bounces back from 0-2 and gets on base with the opening walk. Here's Noah Ellis, went 1 for 5 in game 1. Came into the weekend hitting .277, 18 hits, 5 home runs, and 3 doubles. See what the senior can do here against Mason Philly. First pitch up and away for a ball. Ellis, the designated hitter in that first game, designated hitter again in this third game of the series. That one's outside. Ellis showed bunt there. Here's a pitch. Ellis shows bunt again. Again, wide, and a nice play by Redding, diving past the bag to keep that one from going down the right field line from Fakari. So it's now 3-0 to Ellis. Ellis again shows bunt, pulls it back, and Philly catches the outside part of the plate for strike one. Philly misses outside again. So back-to-back walks from Mason Philly, has 2 aboard for SNU, and Tyler Broyles. Mason Philly does lead the team in strikeouts with 62, but also leads them in walks with 39. That's 10 more than the next closest starter, Derek Potts, who had just 2 walks yesterday to 11 strikeouts. So here's Tyler Broyles, .284 hitter coming into the weekend. He also lays down a nice bunt down the first base line. Redding picks it up, throws over to Thompson at first. So a nice sacrifice by Tyler Broyles, which is his 7th sacrifice bunt of the season. His 6th coming into the weekend, was tied for 2nd in the conference. So Broyles, an expert sacrificer. So here's Drake Irby. Irby shows bunt. Philly misses outside as he pulls it back. SNU playing a little small ball here in tough conditions. Ball's going to stay in the yard a little bit today. There it is from Irby. Right to Philly, and Entwistle is safe, and Irby out at first base. Ellis moves over to third, so an excellent execution of small ball here in the second inning by SNU. Knots the score at 1. Back-to-back sacrifices by Broyles and Irby. So here's Kobe Bowie. 13th appearance of the season for the senior. His 10th at bat. He swings through the first one for a strike. No hits officially for Bowie this season. He's drawn 3 walks, struck out 3 times. Second one, Bowie thought might have been a smidge low, but caught it for a strike. Peyton Vineyard in the on-deck circle for SNU. 0-2 the count, 2 outs. Score tied at 1. That one outside, Fakari with a nice pick to prevent Ellis from scooting down from third. Philly catches the outside part of the plate with that one, and Bowie goes down on strikes. But SNU knots the score at 1 here in the bottom of the second, and we head to the third. 1 apiece between the Crimson Storm and the Weevils. We'll be back with the top of the third right after these messages.
SNU sets the standard for innovative servant leadership. Students from every discipline are exposed to leadership opportunities where they can thrive. In more than 45 majors, students experience true integration of faith and learning, rising to be leaders in their field. SNU is the place for educators to take the next step and earn a master's or doctorate in education and leadership, with over 400 ed leadership graduates serving across Oklahoma. If you're starting as a freshman or earning a master's or doctorate, SNU is the place for you.
Top of the third here in Bethany. B.J. Lee, the designated hitter, steps in against Tristan Graves. First pitch from Graves stays outside for ball 1. Lee was the designated hitter in both games yesterday. In fact, the entire Monticello lineup the same, except for Grant Jeffers playing left field in place of Hudson Hopkins, who got the start in both games yesterday. So that the only personnel swap. And then Jeffers taking the 8th spot, and a couple movers there as Lee skies that on the infield. Here comes Irby battling the wind, and he runs all the way up to the mound to make the catch. So back to the top of the lineup here for the Weevils. Chase Cripps, 0 for 1 today. 52 hits this season, but as the leadoff guy, not a lot of RBI opportunities, just 16 this season for Cripps coming into the weekend. He sprays that one between first and second, and that'll roll out to Bowie in right field for a single. So Cripps, a nice job going the other way. That'll bring up Thompson. First pitch in there for a strike. Once again, the top of the lineup, not the big problem for SNU pitching yesterday. The bottom third that really plagued SNU. As Graves misses outside, 1-1. Game number 2 It's a little bit better for SNU as Payne Maga went 5 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 2 strikeouts, 6 runs. Thompson waves through the off-speed, 1-2 the count. No more than a single hit per player yesterday for the Weevils in Game 2. And Thompson ropes that one to right. Bowie on his horse, but tails away from him, and it gets down to the wall. Bowie sends it into Brown, and John Harvey throws up the stop sign on Cripps. It's a stand-up double for Cade Thompson. That'll put 2 runners in scoring position with 1 away here in the top of the 3rd inning. Fourteenth double of the season for Thompson, who had one in his first at-bat of the day yesterday. Here's Jordan Johnson playing third base today. 0 for 1 back in the first. And he goes the other way, and it gets through the shift. Thompson on his horse, and he will score standing up. So 2 RBI single for Jordan Johnson. Gives the Weevils a 3-1 lead. 5 hits through 2 1/3 inning against Tristan Graves. SNU yet to get a hit. They did manufacture a run through small ball. And here's Reese Redding, who led off the 2nd inning with a single. That one misses low and away. Ball 1. SNU softball rained out in Monticello today and unable to make it up due to Easter tomorrow. So they leave Monticello with a split and in a tie for 3rd in the conference standings at 17-9 with Harding. Harding and Northwestern are playing right now. Graves catches the corner for strike 2. 1-2 the count. That one's outside. Evens the count at 2-2. Johnson, the runner over at first. Not your prototypical base stealer, but he is 5 for 6 this season, which is 2nd on the team in both attempts and in stolen bases. Redding just gets us a piece of that one. Keeps it at 2-2. Johnson over at first, 6'5", 230. And not what you'd expect from base stealer, but Monticello just doesn't steal a lot of bases. They were just 11th in attempts coming into the weekend in the conference at 35. Redding fouls that one deep out of play down the left field line. All noon starts this afternoon on the baseball side. We'll keep you posted on scores as the afternoon progresses. Henderson State at East Central, the 1 o'clock start today. Pitch from Graves. Looked like a good one. But it's a ball nonetheless, and it runs the count full. Here's the payoff, and Redding skies one to right. Actually, it's going to be Bowie who comes over, and he and Vineyard collided trying to make the play. Miscommunication in the outfield, so both runners safe. Vineyard came over from center. The way the wind's blowing, kept bringing him over. I think with the wind blowing it toward right, Bowie expected to be able to make the play there, but It drops. That's an error. And we've got first and second for Grant Shepard. Swings through the first one. SNU, the second most errors in the conference coming into the weekend. Had 4 in the 2 games yesterday to put them at 80 total errors for the season. Big reason for the 11th place fielding percentage coming into the weekend. Shepard lays down a nice bunt right in front of the plate. Broyles up with it, fires over to first. Taylor makes the play. So 2 outs, runners advance to second and third. So 2 straight sacrifice bunts for Grant Shepard. And here is Nick Ficari, the catcher. 1 for 1 today. Stranded at third last inning. Graves misses outside, ball 1. Pretty good crowd on hand considering the conditions. Some sun would help here as Ficari fouls that one away. Graves comes inside a little bit. Ficari skies that one, tailing away from Bowie, but he's going to be able to make the catch in right field, and that ends the inning. The Weevils get 2 and take a 3-1 lead here as we head to the bottom of the third inning in Bethany. We'll take a short break and come back with more after these messages. This is SNU Baseball. Center fielder Peyton Vineyard stepping in to face Mason Philly in the bottom of the third. SNU still looking for their first hit of the afternoon. 5 on the board for the Weevils, including 3 runs. SNU with 1 run of their own, that was nicely manufactured in the bottom of the second. Philly way inside and low for that one, so it's 2-0. Vineyard hitting .214 this season. 32nd game played. Did not play in either of the first 2 games yesterday. Swing and a miss there from Vineyard. Vineyard, fourth most strikeouts this season in the conference with 37. But he's ahead 3-1 here. Looking to draw his 10th walk of the season. That one's up and away, and he works the walk. So good patience there by Vineyard at the plate. So back to the top of the lineup, Cole Embry. Struck out looking in his first at-bat. Vineyard is a threat on the base paths, 5 of 7 in the stolen base department. And he draws a throw over before a pitch is even thrown to Embry. Here's the first from Philly inside to Embry. The 1-0. Embry smokes that one. Foul. And nearly took out his teammate E.J. Taylor at the knees. That one was scorched. He seems to be okay and now getting a good chuckle about it, but whoo! That one is low, but Embry unable to check his swing. Now down 1-2. One and two the count to Cole Embry. Vineyard is off, and Embry lofts one out to left field. Jeffers is there, fires back across the diamond, and Vineyard is going to be called out, doubled up. Oh, I thought the umpire did call him out. Nope, called him safe. Reese Redding indicating it was close, and whew, man, Vineyard nearly got doubled off there, and it was really, really, really close. Great throw from Jeffers from left field, so one out. Hit and run was on, and instead it almost became a double play. Here's E.J. Taylor. Taylor 0 for 1. So now Monticello appealing the play. So I think what happened is that Vineyard, when he was on the hit and run, he ran through second base and did not touch second base upon returning to first base. So Monticello appealed, and the umpire says that he was out. So now 2 outs and nobody on for Taylor, who slaps one over to short, Cripps up with it, and throws out Taylor just like that. So SNU gets the leadoff man aboard, but essentially goes 3 up, 3 down in the process with a double play. So we head to the 4th. 3-1 Monticello with the lead over the Crimson Storm. We'll take a break and be back after this. This is SNU Baseball. Welcome back to Bethany. David Reyna leading off the fourth inning. For Arkansas-Monticello, he takes strike one from Tristan Graves, who's done a nice job thus far. 5 hits, 3 runs, but even in this count to Reyna at 1-1. Reyna 0 for 1 with an RBI. Sprays that one foul out of play down the right side. Reyna was 3 for 7 yesterday. 176 hitter coming into the weekend. Part of the bottom of the lineup that did some significant damage against the Crimson Storm in Game 1 of the doubleheader. That one is lined straight to Brian Brown. One hop, lobs it over to Taylor. Reyna nearly made that one a little interesting himself. So 1 out for the Weevils, and here's Grant Jeffers. 0 for 1 today. Graves a little high for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Sky, and that'll get out of play. Certainly helped by the wind. Makes it 1-1. That one just missed outside. 2-1 the count. Graves got the win on Tuesday against Mid-America Christian. He had 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 strikeouts in 4 innings pitched. That one from Jeffers also going to get out of play down the right side. So now it's 2-2. This is the second longest outing of the season for Graves. He went 6 in the opening series against Newman. Jeffers fouls that one straight back this time. Picked up the loss in game number 2 of the season. A 4-0 loss to Newman. Now Jeffers pops that one up. That'll be in play. It tails away. Bowie along the right side behind first. Takes care of it. 2 outs for the Weevils, and here's B.J. Lee. Graves picked up a loss in his first 5 appearances of the season. Then didn't pick up a decision for over a month before picking up the win on Tuesday. Graves catches the outside corner there for strike 1. B.J. Lee came into the weekend hitting just 125. Had 3 hits yesterday, nearly equaling his season total. That one's fouled off toward the SNU dugout. 1-2 the count for Graves. This will be a key out for Graves to prevent the top of the lineup from coming through for a 3rd time so far. Little high there. Makes it 2-2. 3-1 our score. SNU trailing the Weevils. 5 hits for the Weevils. SNU still without a hit to this point in the ball game. Graves going outside, but Lee able to fight that one off. Fouled it out of play. There's the 2-2. Off speed too high, 3-2. Graves without a strikeout yet. 4 flyouts, 7 groundouts through 3 2/3 innings. Lee manages to fight that one off back into the parking lot as well. That one is popped up center field, but the wind carries it all the way over to Kobe Bowie in right center, and he takes care of business. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. 3-1, the Weevils ahead of the Crimson Storm. We'll be back with more after this break. This is SNU Baseball.
Number 42, Brian Brown.
Welcome back to cool and blustery Feelin' Field. Here in Bethany, the Weevils leading the Crimson Storm 3-1. Bottom of the 4th. The senior Brian Brown up first for SNU, and he takes a ball from Mason Philly. Philly, no hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts through 3 innings. Pretty wild statistical nugget because of all the sacrifices. SNU and walks. SNU with just 6 official at-bats as they work on their second time through the order. Meanwhile, the Weevils, 16 official at-bats, courtesy of just 2 sacrifices from the same guy, Grant Shepard, as Brown nubs that one over to Redding and a race to the bag, and he's safe! And he beats it out. What hustle from Brian Brown down the line as he legs out the infield single. And John Harvey going to come out for a quick conversation with the first base umpire. Get an explanation. So Colby Entwistle comes up with Brown on first and nobody out. SNU trailing by 2, and that's the first hit of the ball game for the Crimson Storm. Brian Brown off and running. It's a nice throw from Fakari, and Brian Brown is out at second base. So Brian Brown legs out the infield single and then is quickly erased on the caught stealing. Just Brian Brown's third stolen base attempt of the season. And it was a really nice throw from Fakari. 2-0 the count. Entwistle skies that one down the right field line. The wind is going to help that one get out of play. For Fakari, that's the 15th base runner that he has caught stealing this season. So a good ratio there for Fakari. His opponents stealing less than 75% against the catcher. Junior from Sherwood, Arkansas. It's 2-1 the count to Entwistle. That one down the pipe for strike two. 2-2. That one skips in. That one didn't even get to the fake artificial surface. It's in the batter's circle. It hit in the grass right in front of it. So full count here to Entwistle. Here's the payoff. Entwistle scorches that one fouling out of play over the Monticello dugout. Full count once more. Here's the pitch from Philly. Entwistle just got a piece of that one into the netting. Current standings in the Great American Conference have Arkansas-Monticello clinging to that 8th spot, which would get them in the Great American Conference Championship. Entwistle grounds that to third. Johnson up with it across the diamond, and he's got it for out number 2. So Entwistle's erased 5-3. Here's Noah Ellis. Top 8 head to Hot Springs, Arkansas here in a couple weekends. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday schedule for the Great American Conference Baseball Championships out at Majestic Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas. 2 outs here for Ellis, the senior from Edmond. Takes a low ball 1 from Philly. Southern Arkansas has already clinched their spot in the championships. They're 5 games clear of Henderson State for the top seed. Ranked number 9 in the country coming into the week. Ellis sees that strike on the outside. 1-1 the count. That one hanging. Ellis hammers that to left. It's tailing. Let's see if Jeffers can make the play. He does in foul territory for out number 3. What a difference a day makes. Yesterday, that's an easy home run. Today, an out in foul territory. We're through 4 in Bethany as SNU trails Arkansas-Monticello 3-1. We'll be back with more after these messages. This is SNU Baseball.
SNU sets the standard for innovative servant leadership. Students from every discipline are exposed to leadership opportunities where they can thrive. In more than 45 majors, students experience true integration of faith and learning, rising to be leaders in their field. SNU is the place for educators to take the next step and earn a master's or doctorate in education and leadership, with over 400 ed leadership graduates serving across Oklahoma. If you're starting as a freshman or earning a master's or doctorate, SNU is the place for you.
Top of the fifth, top of the lineup for Arkansas-Monticello is Chase Cripps. Steps in as Tristan Graves enters his fifth inning of work. 5 hits, 3 runs, no walks, no strikeouts for Graves. A nice job containing this Arkansas-Monticello lineup. First one's on the outside corner for strike 1. The 0-1, grounded foul down the third base line. And Graves quickly ahead, 0-2 against Chase Cripps. Freshman from Post Falls, Idaho. Transferred in from Lassen Community College. Cripps fouls the 0-2 off and away. Cripps grounds that to third. Entwistle from behind the bag. Long throw. And they say Taylor got him on the tag. Taylor got pulled off the bag just slightly. I think the umpires are going to talk about it. First base umpire, or first base coach for Monticello, thought Cripps was safe for sure. First base umpire heads across the diamond to talk to head coach John Harvey. Taylor and Cripps having their own discussion about the play over at first. Taylor made a nice job swiping at it. It looked like Cripps ran right through his arm. The question is, did Cripps' foot get down before colliding with, before his leg came into contact with Taylor's glove? So the umpires getting together to discuss. They confirm the call. Cripps is out. So a nice throw, good strong throw from Entwistle. Even though it was maybe slightly off the mark, Taylor able to take advantage and make the play. So 1 out for Thompson. Takes an inside pitch for strike 1. Southern Arkansas leads Oklahoma Baptist 3-0, bottom of the third. Thompson lays down the bunt. Graves quickly off the mound, fields it, lobs it over to Taylor, and again, maybe a little bit closer than you'd want, but Thompson is erased, and 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Southeastern leads Ouachita 9-1. Top of the 4th after a 9-run 3rd inning for the Savage Storm. Johnson bounces that one right up the middle, and it took a big hop over Brian Brown's glove. So Jordan Johnson is aboard with the single right up the middle. Southeastern and Ouachita split the first 2 games of their series yesterday. So Southeastern looking to get the win at home today. Here's Reese Redding. Swings through the first pitch for strike 1. That one on the inside part of the plate. Jams Redding a little bit as he fouls it down the first baseline. 0-2 the count from Graves. Henderson State and East Central about to get underway down in Ada. Redding pokes that one foul toward the SNU baseball facility. 0-2 the count. Johnson is the runner at first. That one a little up and away. 1-2. Redding fights that one off. Count 1-2 here to Reese Redding. 1 for 2 and a run scored today. And he grounds that one. Out to second. Brian Brown has it. Flips underhand to Taylor. And the side is retired. No runs on a hit and one left for the Weevils in the top half of the 5th inning. We head to the bottom. SNU looking to rally down 3-1 against Arkansas-Monticello. We'll be back after these messages. This is SNU Baseball. It'll be Tyler Broyles leading things off for the Crimson Storm here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Broyles 0 for 1 with a strikeout this afternoon. Had a great day yesterday, 5 for 7. Broyles sprays that one foul and out of play down the right side. That one's low. 1-1 the count. Broyles again fouls one out of play down the right side. That one's in there for strike 3. Broyles with some words for the home plate umpire. Thought it was low. That is out number 1. Here's Drake Irby. No official at-bats today for Irby. A sacrifice bunt back in the second. He lobs that one out over second base for a single for Irby. That's the second hit of the afternoon for SNU as he Landed that one in front of Grant Shepard out in center field.
Number 21, Bowie.
Kobe Bowie up to the plate, struck out his first at-bat in the second. He takes a strike, looking to lay down the sacrifice. Drake Irby over at first. 5 for 7 in stolen base attempts this season. Bowie pops the bunt out of play. It is now down 0-2. Bowie was asked for time. It wasn't granted and had to step back in quickly. It swings through that pitch for strike number 3. His second strikeout of the game. And now we've got 2 outs for Peyton Vineyard. Vineyard walked his first time up. Billy low and away for ball 1. Swing and a miss. Evens the count at 1-1. Vineyard soars that one over the press box, out of play. Now 1-2. Arkansas Tech and Southwestern canceled due to rain. Meanwhile, up in Searcy, a weather delay with the tarp being pulled now, and Harding and Northwestern about to get underway. There's a 1-2. Swung on and missed by Vineyard. Picari will throw down, and the side is retired in the 5th. Crimson Storm leave a man on, and we head to the 6th. Score remains 3-1 in favor of the Weevils. We'll be back right after these messages. This is SNU Baseball. Three to 1, Arkansas-Monticello with the lead as we enter the top of the 6th inning. Grant Shepard is the batter for the Weevils, and he takes ball 1. Tristan Graves continues to do some good work on the mound today. 3 runs, 6 hits, no walks. Shepard pops that one up. That one is going to get out of play down the right side. 1-1 the count to Shepard, who has sacrificed twice today, so no official at-bats. And just 5 official at-bats for the day yesterday. Another foul down the right side. 5 walks in game number 1 for Grant Shepard in yesterday's doubleheader. Part of 14 issued by SNU pitching. He swings through that one for strike number 3 and the first strikeout of the game for Tristan Graves. 1 out here in the top of the 6th as the senior Tristan Graves on senior day. Having a very nice afternoon thus far. The SNU bats can wake up a bit. Here's Nick Ficari outside for ball 1. Ficari sends that one tailing away from Bowie, and it's going to get down in the corner in right field. Bowie sends that one in. It's a stand-up double for Ficari. Second extra base hit for the Weevils this afternoon. Both of them doubles. So here's David Reyna. 0 for 2 with an RBI today. Graves with a first pitch strike to Reyna. And Reyna sends that out to center. Vineyard's got a beat on it. Ficari's tagging. Good throw from Vineyard will keep Ficari at second base. 2 outs in the inning. Here's Grant Jeffers. Jeffers, high bouncer to Entwistle. He fields it. 1 hop. Picked out by Taylor. And a nice 5-3 there. A good play by Entwistle on the short hop off the grass. And an equally good pick by Taylor from the short hop off the grass. And so SNU able to get out of the 6th with no damage from the Ficari double. And we head to the bottom of the frame with SNU trailing 3-1, looking to rally here in Bethany. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Bethany. The top of the lineup here for the Crimson Storm, who have gotten the pitching they need from senior Tristan Graves, but have not been able to get the bats going today. Just 2 hits for SNU. First pitch from Mason Philly's a ball. Philly has been solid today. 5 strikeouts for the Weevils through 5 innings. Just 2 hits, 3 walks. Embry looks at a strike. It's 1-1. Embry went 6 for 8 in the 2 games yesterday. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. 2-1 the count after that ball in the artificial surface at home plate. That one low again. 3-1. The 3-1 from Philly. In there for a strike, and the count runs full. Here's the payoff. And the off speed got Embry swinging. Strikeout number 6 for Philly, and we've got one away.
Next to the plate, E.J. Taylor.
Here's E.J. Taylor. Stepping in with 1 out. First pitch in there for strike 1. Pitch 2 is low for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Taylor, who's 0 for 2 today on senior day. 3 for 7 yesterday. One of the best hitters in the conference this season. Sprays that one foul down the line. 1-2 the count. Taylor coming into the weekend, top 5 in average, runs, hits, doubles, home runs, total bases, slugging percentage, and on-base percentage. So he has done it in a variety of ways for SNU. He fouls that one off back to the screen to stay alive at 1-2. The windup and the pitch. That one's low. 2-2. Taylor transferred in out of UT Rio Grande Valley a couple of years back. Has been outstanding in his time here at SNU, and that one hit him on the leg. So he trots down to first. So a base runner here for Brian Brown as he comes to the dish. That's the 4th free pass given up by Philly this afternoon. Thus far, SNU's only been able to take advantage to the tune of 1 run with the small ball execution back in the second inning. Off speed in there for strike 1 to Brown. Brown reached on an infield single earlier and then was caught stealing. He'll foul that one out of play and is quickly down 0-2. Harding and Northwestern scoreless. The end of the first. Southeastern continues to lead Washington 9-1, bottom 5. Taylor off and running. Brown skies that one out to right field. Reyna is over there, and he makes the play. Taylor will trot back to first. 2 outs now for the Crimson Storm as Colby Entwistle comes to the dish. Southern Arkansas leads over in Shawnee against Oklahoma Baptist 3-1. Bottom first, Henderson State 1. And East Central nothing. Already in the bottom 6 here in Bethany. Cold and blustery. Good crowd on hand on Senior Day. Again, given the conditions. That one's up and away. Nice play by Fakari to prevent that from going to the backstop. Folks along the netting by the SNU dugout probably got the best vantage point. Get a little bit of shielding from the wind. Everybody else in the stands getting a full dose of it. Entwistle lifts that one out of play. 1-1. Pitch misses outside. 2-1. Entwistle 2 for 8 yesterday. Came into the weekend with 3 triples, which was tied for first in the conference. That one low and in, and he's ahead 3-1. Entwistle briefly took a team lead in home runs yesterday. After the first game, his 2 gave him 13, which was a team high. But E.J. Taylor quickly caught him again with a home run to dead center in game number 2. That one on the outside part of the plate evens the count at full. So full count, 2 outs. Taylor the runner at first. Off with the pitch. And Entwistle lines one to center. That's chasing Shepard, and it gets down to the wall. Taylor will come around to score. Entwistle into second with a stand-up double, and the Crimson Storm cut the lead in half. Entwistle able to drive that one to the wall on the bounce through the wind. And he's in scoring position here for Noah Ellis. It's the 3rd hit of the afternoon for SNU. First pitch in there for strike 1 to Ellis. Ellis 0 for 1 today with a walk. So the hit batter by Philly on E.J. Taylor ends up costing the Weevils a run. That one's in there for strike 2, and Ellis quickly down 0-2. Here's the 0-2 from Philly. And that one is in there for a called strike 3 on Noah Ellis. Ellis doesn't like it, has a discussion with the umpires, he heads back to the dugout, but that will end the frame. So SNU leaves a runner on, but gets a run back in the bottom of the 6th. So we'll head to the 7th. SNU trailing Monticello 3-2. We'll be back after this break. This is SNU Baseball. We head to the 7th inning. Designated hitter B.J. Lee on for his 3rd at-bat of the day. 0 for 2 today. Tristan Graves still rolling for SNU to this point. 6 strong innings from the senior. 7 hits, 3 earned ones, 1 strikeout, no walks, which has been as key as anything today. Falls behind in the count 2-0 here to Lee. Low, 3-0. And Graves in danger of walking his first batter of the day. Here's the 3-0. On the outside corner for strike 1. Here's a 3-1 to Lee. That one's in there for strike 2, and Graves battles back to make the count full to B.J. Lee. 3 for 8 yesterday, 0 for 2 today. Here's the payoff, and Lee rips one to left field. That's a single for B.J. Lee, his first hit of the afternoon. That'll turn the lineup to the top. We'll get a mound visit here for SNU. Key moment here for the Crimson Storm. Ties the longest outing of the season for Tristan Graves. He went 6 in his season debut against Newman. In getting the loss, has not gone anything more than 4 innings, which he went on Tuesday against Mid-America Christian in the comeback win. Graves currently sitting on 88 pitches. We'll see if he can dig deep here. Keep Monticello at bay. Throw over to check on Lee. Lee, no stolen base attempts this season in 20 games played. Graves comes home. Grip shows bunt, but it's outside for ball 1. Graves comes home with it. Cripps, hard bunt down the first base line. E.J. Taylor has to try to beat Cripps to the bag. He can't do it. And it's a bunt single for Cripps. Taylor looked to flip over to first, but there wasn't anyone there, and he had to try to race Cripps to the bag and could not get there in time. So first and second here for the Weevils with no outs. Looking to add to a 3-2 lead. Thompson bounces it right in front of the plate. Broyles goes to first, and Taylor can't handle it. So 3 consecutive singles have the bases loaded for Arkansas-Monticello with nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. Broyles checked to third. Looked like he might have had time, but opted to go to first. Johnson bounces one up the middle over the head of Drake Irby, who, as the infield was shifted in, that'll score 2. And the Weevils go up 5-2. 4 straight hits for the Weevils to start the inning. Still no outs. 2 runners on for Reese Redding. Graves delivers, and Redding lifts a fly ball to right. Bowie is back. He makes the catch. Thompson will tag and advance to third. So the sac fly moves the runner over. And here's Grant Shepard. Double play here could get SNU out of the jam with minimal damage. Got action in the SNU bullpen. And they're calling Shepard out as he tried to lay down the bunt. Not sure if he got tagged or if the ball clipped him or. I think they're saying that Shepard was in play and the ball made contact with him. Now the umpires are going to get together. It's an audible sigh from the Monticello fans, but always wise to get together to make the call. Would be a huge second out if they do in fact rule Shepard out. So now they're calling Grant Ledbetter out. Which probably means this isn't going to go in SNU's favor. Ledbetter pointing toward the umpire positions on the play and probably wondering why the home plate umpire would allow someone that far from home plate to overrule him. So the ruling is a foul ball. So it'll be an 0-1 count with 1 out and the runners remain at the corners. So Shepard stays alive on the overrule. Pitch misses outside. 1-1 the count. Runners at the corners. Weevil started the inning with 4 straight hits. Shepard bunts that one. Graves checks to third, goes over to first. And a nice job there. Checking on the runner at third. Johnson advances to second. And SNU is able to get the easy out at first. Nicely done there by Graves. And Thompson and John Harvey having a little discussion at third. And I would imagine that head coach was expecting his second baseman to get down the line and get to the plate. So here's Nick Ficcari. First pitch outside from Graves. SNU can get out of this jam with just 2 runs surrender. That would be quite a good situation with 3 at-bats remaining. Graves delivers outside. 2-0. Ficcari lines that one foul down the right side. 2-1 the count. That one a little bit high. 3-1. Ficcari rips it right at Irby. Oh, and a nice play on the one hop. Across the diamond to Taylor, and he makes the play. So the Crimson Storm do surrender 2, but the damage could have been substantially worse. And they'll head to the bottom of the 7th as we stretch here in Bethany with the Weevils leading 5-2 over SNU. We'll be back after this. Bottom of the 7th here in Bethany. Tyler Broyles trying to start the Sooner rally for the Crimson Storm. First one, fouled off out of play to the right. Broyles asked for time. It is granted by the home plate umpire. Broyles officially 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Second pitch from Mason Philly is a ball. Philly working on his 7th inning of work. 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts for Philly. Broyles bounces this one toward Thompson at second, gloves it, and gets it over to Redding for out number 1. So here's Drake Irby. Officially 1 for 1. He's got an RBI. Also had a sacrifice back in the 2nd inning. Off speed in there for strike 1 to Irby. Another off speed, catches the outside, and Irby quickly down 0-2. Irby nubs one off the end of the bag and out to second. He's going to have to hurry, and Thompson with the quick hands just beats him to the bag with the throw. 2 outs. And a pinch hitter here for SNU is Jonathan Christ. Will step to the plate as he takes the place of senior Kobe Bowie. Christ 1 for 4 in game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday with a solo homer to left center. Went swinging for solo homer number 2 there, but missed it. 0-1 the count. That one catches the outside. 0-2. Up and away from Philly. Be 1-2 the count to Christ. Christ, transfer from Mary Hardin Baylor down in Belton, Texas. Way out in front of that off-speed pitch. And Mason Philly records his 8th strikeout of the game. We head to the 8th. SNU trailing 5-2 against Arkansas-Monticello. We'll be back after these messages. This is SNU Baseball.
SNU sets the standard for innovative servant leadership. Students from every discipline are exposed to leadership opportunities where they can thrive. In more than 45 majors, students experience true integration of faith and learning, rising to be leaders in their field. SNU is the place for educators to take the next step and earn a master's or doctorate in education and leadership, with over 400 ed leadership graduates serving across Oklahoma. If you're starting as a freshman or earning a master's or doctorate, SNU is the place for you.
Tristan Graves out for the Crimson Storm as we start the 8th inning. The senior has been great today. 11 hits, 5 earned runs, no walks, and a strikeout. His longest outing of the season. And with an out, will record his longest outing of his career at SNU. In there for strike one to David Reyna. 7, 8, and 9 for the Weevils here in the top of the 8th inning with a 5-2 lead. Reyna fouls that one out of play down the right side. Christ remains in the game in right field for SNU. Graves quickly ahead 0-2 against David Reyna. That one on the outside, but is called a ball by the home plate umpire. Great looking pitch there from Graves. That one up high. Royals appeals down to first, but called a ball. 2-2 the count. There's the pitch from Graves. Just missed outside again. Count runs full. And he lost him. Up and away from Graves, and Reyna battles off the 0-2 start. Reyna gets down to first. First walk of the day for Tristan Graves. Grant Ledbetter out to talk to his senior pitcher. Conversation being had, and Graves will exit. 7 innings, 11 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 walk. An outstanding day for the senior. We'll tell you about the new SNU pitcher on the other side of this quick break. We'll be back after this. Jacob Owen, the new pitcher for your Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm. Owen, the junior from Linden, Texas. 15th appearance of the season. He's got an ERA just a tick above 8. Big breaking ball in there for strike one to start off Grant Jeffers. David Reyna, the runner over at first base. Jeffers 0 for 3 today. Runner goes. Throw down from Broyles is wide. It skips under Reyna. Irby keeps it from going too far into center field. So a stolen base for David Reyna eliminates the double play opportunity. One and one the count to Jeffers. 0-21 in a third innings pitched this season. Opponents hitting .326 off of him with 11 strikeouts. That one misses low and away. 2-1. Just the 7th appearance of the season for Jeffers. Looking for his first hit. That one's low. 3-1. The 3-1 from Owen. Big swing and a miss from Jeffers. Wanted to put that on the tarmac over at Wiley Post Airport out of left field. Count is full with Reyna out at second base. Off the end of the bat, out to second base. Brown throws over to Taylor, and Jeffers is retired 4-3. And Reyna advances over to third with one out. That'll bring up B.J. Lee, the designated hitter who's 1 for 3, came around and scored last inning. Got that rally started with a single to left. Breaking ball in the fake stuff for ball 1. That one off the end of the bat to Taylor. Taylor tried to go home with it, but did not have enough time, so he had to flip to Brown at first. Lee is retired, and Reyna comes in to score. Just slow enough off the end of the bat. Taylor couldn't go over to Broyles at home plate to try to nab Reyna. So he opted for the sure out. So base is empty now, and the Weevils lead 6-2 with 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. Top of the lineup here for Chase Cripps. And he ropes one over short, out into left field for a single. Third hit of the afternoon for Cripps. And he's aboard with 2 away. Here's Cade Thompson, 2 for 4 today as well. Cripps off and running. Broyles, the throw down. Irby with the tag, but Cripps is in safely with a stolen base. Thompson fouls that one back. 1-1 the count. Fourth stolen base of the season for Cripps in 5 attempts. It's 2 stolen bases for the Weevils today. Came into the weekend just 6th in the conference with 29 steals, only 35 attempts, which was 11th in the conference. Big breaking ball in there for strike 2. Evens the count at 2-2 with 2 outs. There's a pitch from Owen, way outside. Runs the count full at 3-2. Owen with a check on Cripps at second. Comes home with it. And that catches the outside part of the plate. Thompson thought he had a walk, but Owen instead has a backwards K to end the inning. 1 run for the Weevils in the 8th. They take a 6-2 edge to the bottom of the 8th inning of the Crimson Storm, looking to get the bats going. We'll be back after these messages. This is SNU Baseball.
Hitting and leading off the inning for the Crimson Storm, number 24, Weston Hicks.
Weston Hicks pinch hitting for the Crimson Storm to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. He'll pinch hit for the 9-hole hitter Peyton Vineyard. And Hicks fouls that one back to the screen. Would have been right in our windows if not for the net, which is why we have the net in the first place. Off speed, up and away. Mason Philly continues to grind it out there for the Weevils. Hicks able to hold up on the high pitch there. 2-1 the count. Hicks, the freshman out of Edmond, waves at that one. 2-2. Hicks was 1 for 3 in game 2 yesterday. 5 doubles this season out of his 12 hits coming into the weekend. That one's outside. Full count at 3-2 for Weston Hicks, trying to get on board for the top of the lineup. And that one's up. And Weston Hicks draws a walk to start the 8th inning for SNU. So Hicks will trot off, and a pinch runner here for SNU. It'll be Landon Ham, pinch running for SNU. Cole Embry at the plate for SNU. 2 strikeouts today. He's 0 for 3. That one's up and away for ball 1. Embry was 6 for 8 yesterday. He's had a big week, and now we've got a mound visit coming from John Harvey, who's had a couple guys up getting loose in the Monticello bullpen. Quick chat with Philly and then heading back to the dugout. Philly, a Monticello native, graduated from Monticello High School. He and Grant Jeffers, both Monticello natives. So the 1-0 to Cole Embry. Sprays that one fouling out of play. One and one the count. That one catches the outside. 1-2. And Embry goes down swinging on the ball in low. 3rd strikeout of the day for Cole Embry. That's strikeout number 9 for Mason Philly today. So 1 out for E.J. Taylor.
Next to plate, number 27, E.J. Taylor.
Taylor was hit by a pitch his last at bat. 0 for 2 officially with a run scored. Taylor lifts that one in the air to right. Going to be taken in by Reyna. And there's 2 away. Here's Brian Brown. Trying to give SNU some life offensively. Just 3 hits today for the Crimson Storm. They had 14 in game 1. 13 in game 2, combined 27 in the doubleheader yesterday. But Mason Philly has kept the SNU bats very quiet today. Throw over to check on Ham at first, just to keep him honest. Brian Brown, 1 for 3 today. Was caught stealing after legging out an infield single. Ham is off and running. Fakari with a throw down, and he got him. 2 runners thrown out by Nick Fakari today, and that ends the threat here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We head to the final stanza in Bethany. SNU needing to rally, down 6-2. The Weevils will be up first, looking to extend their lead when we come back. After this is SNU Baseball. Jordan Johnson leads off the 9th inning for the Weevils. Big breaking ball from Jacob Owen in there for strike number 1. One and one the count. Johnson, who's got 4 RBI today, pops that one out into left center. Everyone coming in. Embry can't get there in time. Scoots away from him, but Johnson will be on first with a single. That was a wind-aided single as that one got knocked down considerably. Here's Reese Redding, who's 1 for 4, came around to score back in the 2nd inning. Big curveball in there for strike 1. Owen again catches the outside. 0-2. Quickly ahead. Here's a pitch from Owen, and Redding ropes one into center. And Christ went down for it and could not get it. It rolls past him all the way to the wall. Johnson on his way home, and Redding all the way to third. Christ kind of got caught in between diving for it and just letting it hit in front of him. He opted to dive, and it scooted past him all the way to the wall. So the Weevils extend their lead at 7-2. Here's Grant Shepard. Curveball in there for strike 1. No outs here in the top of the 9th. The rally that SNU needs becoming more and more difficult. Shepard pokes that one to right, and it sails foul. That tailed away from Oliver Wilson. A little bit of wind help there as well. So 0-2 the count now to Shepard. Shepard officially just 1 at bat today. 3 sacrifices. That one bounces in on the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom third in Ada, Henderson State leads East Central 1-0. Bottom 8 over in Shawnee, 3-1 Southern Arkansas. Here's the 1-2 from Owen. Infield is in. The curveball is fouled off by Shepard. Just got a piece of it. Final score from Durant Southeastern with the run rule win over Ouachita, 13-3. And Northwestern, 4 runs in the top of the 4th. They lead 4-0. That one's a little high, 2-2. Rangers with just 1 out and a runner on second in the top of the 4th. They continue to work on the Bisons. Another curveball. Shepard waited on it. Pulled that one to left. It's going to be foul, just barely. very long strike there. Is that hit just foul right at the base of the wall. Good eye from our third base umpire down there. Owen checks on Redding at third, comes home with it, and he got Shepard swinging for the strikeout. Out number one for the Weevils. Here's Fakori. Redding remains on third base, 7-2. The Weevils with the lead. And that one poked out over second base into right field. And that'll score Redding from third. So for Curry, after going 4 for 8 yesterday, has himself a 3 for 5 day today. A nice series for the catcher. And a couple caught stealing as well. Here's David Reyna. Curveball in there for strike one. So 8-2, the Weevils lead. You don't have to look far to find the issue today, and that's SNU just has not been able to get the bats going. Just 3 hits today. Throw over to check on for Curry. Yesterday in game 1, it was the bottom of the lineup for the Weevils that did the damage. Game 2, everyone just had 1 hit at most. Today, top 4 batters have a combined 11 of the 15 hits for Monticello. But Curry with 3 of the other 4 from the 6-hole. Reyna fouls that one out of play, 1-2. Owen with a check on for Curry. And the pitch, low, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 from Owen. Reyna lifts that one out of play. We'll do it again. Curveball. Got him on the inside part of the plate. And Reyna just buckled there. Beautiful pitch from Jacob Owen, and there's 2 gone. Grant Shepard steps to the plate. 2 outs, runner on first. And he grounds that one to short. Irby to one knee. Throws it over to Brian Brown, and the side is retired. Last chance for the Crimson Storm. In the bottom of the 9th, they need 6 to extend this one here on Senior Day. The last chance for SNU to play at Phelan Field this season. We'll see if they can do it coming up right after these messages. This is SNU Baseball. Brian Brown will be first up for the Crimson Storm in the bottom of the 9th inning as the Crimson Storm trying to extend their time at Phelan Field this season. This is the home finale. 5 seniors recognized before the contest. And Brian Brown chops that one on one hop to Jordan Johnson. He fires it across the diamond. 1 pitch, 1 out for new pitcher Trent Bunting. 17th appearance this season for Bunting. That's a team high. 6.15 ERA coming into the weekend. Opponents hitting just .229 off of him. Closed out the game yesterday, getting the final 2 outs of the day, both on ground outs in Game 2 of SNU's win. Here's Colby Entwistle. 1 for 2, an RBI, a walk, and a run scored today. That one misses outside. 1-1 the count. The pitch from Bunting. Down toward the SNU dugout. Foul, 1-2. SNU accomplished a program first yesterday. First time in the D2 era they've won a game in 4 straight conference series. That one's low. 2-2. Two pitch, again too low. Entwistle runs it full with 1 out. A big swing and a miss from Entwistle, and he goes down on strikes for out number 2.
Now at the plate, number 11, Noah Ellis.
Here's Noah Ellis looking to extend the game with 2 outs. The offense just has not been there for SNU today. Just 3 hits for the Crimson Storm. First pitch on the outside for strike 1. Big swing and a miss. 0-2. There's the 0-2 from Bunting. Breaking ball in there for strike 3. And the Weevils take this one and take the series 2-1 with an 8-2 victory over Southern Nazarene this afternoon in Bethany. So the Crimson Storm wrapping up the home slate here in Bethany this season with a 6-19 home record this year. 2 more conference series on the books against Southern Arkansas and Oklahoma Baptist the next 2 weekends, and midweek series at East Central and Oklahoma Panhandle State. Doubleheaders the next 2 weeks as well. So that's going to do it here from Bethany for us. Again, the final score this afternoon, the Weevils take this one 8-2 over the Crimson Storm and take the series 2-1. For all of us here at SNU Athletics, I'm Luke McConnell saying good afternoon from Bethany and happy Easter, everyone.